Okay, so what prompted me to record this uh, was a post that I saw on Facebook. Now, a person posted an article from a Bosnian news website, which linked to the article from September 11th, 2019, on another Bosnian news website, which reports that there's a new law in France. I'll get to what the law is. I googled some stuff and then I found an article from July 27th, 2017 on www.thelocal.fr, and the article is titled "France bans members of parliament from hiring family members." So yeah, that's the theme of the article, and the article says the following: French politicians will no longer be able to hand out jobs to family members after a parliamentary vote. Employing quote immediate family members unquote will be punishable by fines of 45,000 euros and up to 3 years in prison under the new law. That means no hiring of spouses, children, or parents. And politicians who wish to employ more distant family members, such as cousins or a spouse's non immediate family, for example, will be under obligation to report this. That's also the case for cross employment or politicians hiring the family members of another MP or minister. End quote. Now, the person who posted the Bosnian article on Facebook posted it with a comment saying something to the effect, if we did it like this, we being a certain nation, doesn't matter which one, if we did it like this, very few of the corrupt politicians would be left in the office in our government. Now, the problem that I see with this way of thinking is that it doesn't address the root cause of the problem, which is the government itself. The government creates both the supply and the demand for corrupt behavior, and then uses the force of law to promote its goals. More specifically, certain politicians, has the means to make use of force, to initiate force to help out his family. Now, because this is so common in politics, it seems to me that the notion of helping out your family members is somehow regarded as immoral by the general public, no matter the circumstances. Like, people frown upon a local bakery owner like hiring his own son and not someone else. But what's wrong with wanting to help your family? I mean, why is it wrong to help immediate family members but not distant family members or friends or whatever? What's the difference between the two? Now, obviously, it's wrong to initiate force against someone in order to gain more goods and services. And politicians hire their own family members by either creating bogus jobs in public services, and those jobs are sustained by stolen money, which is commonly known as tax, or by threatening physical, political violence against some private individual if the latter doesn't hire the family member in question. Both of those instances of politicians helping out their family members are, as previously stated, making use of initiation of force. So how does one address this problem? Well, certainly, I don't think by instituting another law, thus expanding the reach of the government. When you have a tumor, you excise it, you remove the tumor. You don't introduce another tumor into your body in order to kill the first one, since that just replaces one tumor with another. And people seem to grasp this very easily when the thing in question is dictators and tyrants. An example, the people get sick of one dictator, they start a revolution, and then a new tyrant comes to power, but this new tyrant is most commonly the leader of the revolution. Upon like 5 seconds of reflection, people generally tend to know that this isn't the way to address the issue. On the other hand, their observational faculties seem to malfunction once a more mild system of power is in question, such as a democracy, constitutional monarchy, or whatever the modern regime is in vogue. Now, the government creates a problem. So to address this, you remove the government, not add more of it. Now, as far as I can see it, this law will, or already has, create more problems. What, like, let's pose a case. What if there's a spot in a politician's cabinet, and like there's some spot to be filled, like some job that needs to be done, and truly the most qualified person to fill that role is this politician's child. What then? What is he supposed to do? Under this law, the politician's hands are tied. He could probably lobby for a more precise definition of the law so that it lets him do what he is inclined to do without, going to prison or paying the fine. But that's just how the government grows. It doesn't matter the initial size. The initial size of the government doesn't matter. It will always grow. The government creates problems by its very existence, and then it pretends to be this like superhero which addresses these problems, but then by addressing those problems it creates more of itself and then creates even more problems. So it behaves like a tumor, but since it behaves like a tumor, if you address the tumor by excising it, so you should address government by excising it from the body, which in this analogy is the society. Now people obviously are scared. Oh, but anarchy, it's a scary word. Chaos equals anarchy equals chaos, and so on. And if this is the first thing that pops to your mind, what I recommend is searching anti-statism at light speed in YouTube. That's like truly like a summation of fringe elements, aka the alternative hypothesis book called For an Emergent Governance. The book in question is available on, I think it's on Scribd. So in order to get it, you need to make an account and upload something in return. Or there's a playlist which I'll link down below. I link down both of the the anti-statism and the For an Emergent Governance. So yeah.